this fighting hard business has become contagious. So all of a sudden, Democrats saying about the fiscal cliff, you're not coming for us, we're coming for you. Okay, so now what is the fiscal cliff? At the end of this year, the dreams of all the deficit hawks, all the guys who pretended to care about the deficit, all the Republicans, all the conservatives, all the libertarians, well, those dreams come true at the end of this year. Because what happens is we take away the giant Bush tax cuts, we take away all other tax breaks for the rich and subsidies, etc., and it just happens automatically. Tax cuts are set to expire at the end of this year. Not only that, we dramatically curtail spending. So of course Washington is flipping out. But wait a minute. I thought all I ever heard from Washington, D.C. was, oh my God, the deficit. We have to cut Social Security and Medicare. We have to cut food stamps. We have to cut all the programs for the poor and the middle class because the deficit. Okay, great, don't worry. Wait till the end of the year, deficit solved. Okay, because we're going to cut the spending, you should be happy, and we're going to cut the tax cuts, take them away, and the deficit will be in much better shape. I mean, I can't describe to you how much better shape the budget's going to be and how much smaller the deficit's going to be. So in Washington, instead of being happy about that, all of those guys, all of the establishment, all of the blue dog Democrats, all the so-called centrists, all the right-wingers who said they cared so much about the deficit, they're in a panic. No, don't do it. It's a fiscal cliff. Don't go off the cliff. It's tax-mageddon. Don't do it. Don't balance the budget. Please do not cure the deficit. Why? Because some of those spending cuts is from the defense companies. And those defense contractors have bought their congressmen and senators, and damn it to hell, they are going to get a return on investment. So all of a sudden, those same guys who pretended to care about the budget, all of a sudden, like, budget? To the budget. I don't give a damn about the budget. Give me my defense contracts, right? And then when you turn around, talk about tax cuts for the rich. Oh, no, I need the tax cuts for the rich. No, it would be tax me again. Give me. What happened? I thought you cared about the deficit. Nothing, huh? No, you see, that's why we do this show. Because the rest of the media is lying to you. When they tell you the Republicans care about the deficit, all they're doing is repeating propaganda. They have never cared about the deficit. Did Reagan balance the budget? No, he created a giant deficit. Did George H.W. Bush balance the budget? No. George W. Bush, an even larger deficit. He turned a nearly $300 billion surplus into a $1.2 trillion deficit. Why? Because he had to go to war. Defense contractors get paid, oil companies get paid. He had to do the tax cuts, the rich get paid, the corporations get paid, etc. They don't care about it. So when the solution is to do nothing, they're in a panic and they're saying, this is the one time Congress has to act to make sure that our deficit continues to be royally fucked. All right, thank you, Republicans. Now, so what do Democrats think? Well, you know me, I think they're largely on the same team, but they have to nuance and they have to pretend to fight, etc. So now, in a rare show of strength, the Democrats say, oh yeah? Okay, we've got all the chips on our side, which is absolutely, indisputably true, because the minute the tax cuts expire, the Democrats can come back and go, okay, now we want to do a middle-class tax cut. Republicans, you want to disagree? All right, great, how about it? Vote against the middle-class tax cut. Just not going to include a tax cut for the rich. Go for it. Vote against the tax cut, right? Now, of course, the Republicans are stuck, and that's why they're in a panic right now. Mitch McConnell is describing this as an outrageous ultimatum. In other words, you got us. We're in a lot of trouble. That would totally work, right? Now, let me tell you ahead of time what's going to happen. I've been telling you this for months on end now because I read, that's my job, to read these stories and to decipher the political speak for you guys. The Democrats are acting tough now. This is definitely a positive story. They say they're going to let all this stuff expire, and they're not going to bring the tax cuts for the rich back. They're only going to bring tax cuts for the middle class, et cetera, et cetera. They will do no such thing. If President Obama wins, what they will do is sign a grand bargain where they will cut Social Security, cut Medicare, cut programs for the poor, cut programs for the middle class. And yes, they will give some tax cuts definitely to corporations and perhaps even to the rich. They will protect the defense companies and the defense contractors under the ruse of protecting national security. In other words, they will do one of the greatest robberies in American history, where they will take from the middle class and they will give to the lobbyist class and the upper class and the corporate class. And when they do, the Democrats will come out and say, you see that? We made the Republicans compromise. We won. When in reality, it's a giant loss for the American people. That is almost certainly headed in your direction. If Romney wins, they will do that deal, but it'll screw us a little harder. Okay, so that's the reality of what's happening in the country. Now you come back in November and December when this is happening, and you tell me if I got it right or if I got it wrong. Now, if it turns out President Obama wins, and then he comes back, and the Democrats come back, and they don't do a grand bargain, and they actually get rid of the tax cuts for the rich, in reality, not tricks, because they're going to try to do tricks. They're going to say, oh, we took away some tax loopholes for the rich. In reality, it's going to be taking away tax so-called loopholes from you, home mortgage deduction, credit for your child's education, etc. They're going to take away tax cuts from the middle class and give it to the rich. Okay. Now, if they don't do that, you know me, I'll come out and say it immediately and say I was wrong. So I'll see you in November and December and see what happens. Okay. But right now, the Democrats are appearing to fight the good fight there. Later surrender coming. Okay. But they'll brag. They'll paint it, and the media will go along with it. They will paint it as the greatest compromise known to man, and what a wonderful centrist thing. And the Democrats really got the Republicans this time, because golly gee, the Republicans didn't have a choice after the elections. You watch.